2, 1. Bueno vientos, amigas y amigos, a tu Schmoes show. Anoche estoy en the infamous Orion y estoy un Schmo.
Uh, I'm Cairo, and I'm also a schmo and very white.
Gringo.
Yes. See.
How's everybody doing this weekend? I mean, this week at
Oh
night.
man. At night,
And to
man. It's
any,
been a week. I got a spicy one to start on here if we're good to jump in. Oh
yeah,
man.
one little small
So,
note.
yes.
Lo siento para mi español es muy mal.
Hmm.
Okay, go on.
So it is Oscars. Yeah.
Yeah, the really bad award show, the one I really don't
Yup.
like.
On a related note, the Oscars had their worst turnout for audiences ever.
Wasn't
So
it like 9 million?
bang bang. Yeah, less than half of what it was last year.
Man, when we're doing better than the Oscars, that's pretty sad.
um, but somebody put together, God, I don't even want to say somebody. Like this whole thing is kind of fucked up, but somebody put together an NFT in anticipation of the Oscars to serve as a tribute for Chadwick Boseman,
Party
who of
foul.
course died of cervical cancer, I believe, last year.
Okay.
Very tragic. He did, he's been put out a very well received film just before his untimely death, and he's being recognized by multiple award shows. And I haven't actually looked at what the Oscar winners are yet, but I would assume he's on the list. I know he was nominated multiple times. I don't know if he's won any of them. Uh, but it has turned out that this NFT that was made as a means of being a tribute to Chadwick Boseman that sold for $1.2 million was supposed to go to charity, was at the last minute changed, so none of it goes to charity. And the actual NFT art itself was stolen.
What?
Somebody pay, or so, okay.
Yeah.
There's somebody who was contracted to make a 3D model of Chadwick Boseman's face, his face and hair. And the NFT is that 3D model, basically, spray coated gold all the way around with a fancy background and some shit around it. Doesn't really matter. But apparently, whoever set this up didn't even pay the $50 to do that. They stole the model, they had it commissioned, and then just never paid the person. So
Oh.
this is the equivalent of someone like to put this in real world terms, this is like someone went down to Hobby Lobby and bought a precast foam model, stole it, and then airbrushed it gold and sold it for $1.2 million and then lied about giving it to the proceeds to charity.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, it is so fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's beyond messed up. That
Mm-hmm.
is some straight up. I don't know what to compare that to. Uh, it was doomed to fail in the first place because NFTs.
Yep, NFTs are shit, and this is just further proof of it.
Yeah. Did you know the annoying orange tried selling NFTs?
I saw that. It was very cringy.
Yeah. And then they posted an article by a company that also sells NFTs why NFTs are not that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who could have seen this coming?
To any and all business owners, when you start writing articles that only promote your business, you lose any and all integrity and credibility.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Unfortunately, we can't spend the whole show dunking on NFTs. Um, we're gonna have to talk some real news, and there is
A lot.
some news. God, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Let me find the like which one is the big one. Um, Do we talk about the black man who was shot in the back of the head by deputies and his family just watched the video of it and has confirmed that he was shot in the back of the head with his like being no threat to anyone? Do we talk about how the was it Louisiana? The Louisville Police Department are currently facing inquiry at the federal level over the Breonna Taylor shooting. Um, do we talk about the cop who has now been caught on video laughing at the instance where he dislocated the shoulder of a 73-year-old woman with dementia?
The fuck?
Oh yeah, that happened.
I
It's been a fucked up week.
I feel like ever since the trial had like its big verdict, it's been like mass police canceling.
Man. So we'll start with this story from Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Go on.
Um, Andrew Brown Jr. was shot and killed by deputies on. I actually don't have the date here. The gist of it, though, is that he was shot and killed by deputies as they were attempting to serve a drug-related search and arrest warrant last Wednesday. So this is fairly recent, the 21st. Today, Monday, his family and their attorney were allowed to see the one. I mean, this whole thing is incredibly suspect because they weren't shown all the footage. They weren't even shown the entirety of a single perspective. They were shown 20 seconds of a single body cam footage from one angle, and that's it.
What?
That apparently, according to them and their attorney, very clearly shows that there was at least 8 officers present, and some number of them that is greater than 1 opened fire on Brown as he was backing down his driveway, posing no threat, while simultaneously being instructed to, like put his hands up to like a million different wrong instructions that someone can't possibly respond to all at once while they're shooting at him already. And he was shot and killed in the back as a result, in the back of the head as a result.
That's fucked.
So it is incredibly fucked up that they did this. The fact that they're serving a drug-related arrest or arrest warrant, search and arrest warrant, and they showed up armed the way that they did with armor, with rifles, is fucked up in the first place.
Yes. Beyond
Like
fucked.
you're expecting you're planning for something to go wrong at that point. Like there's so many levels to this that are just wrong. And the fact, like, it's hard to say this because you don't want to say like, oh, that looks guilty. Well, yeah, of course it looks guilty. That's the kind of way this shit is. But at the same time, you're showing one angle of this when there's 8 cops. If there's 8 cops, there should be at least 8 angles. Not to
Yes.
mention any other camera from stationary things on cars, dash cams, that kind of shit. There should be at least 8 body cams going at this point, and there should be more than 20 fucking seconds of footage that start before the first shot is fired.
Yes.
They're very clearly excluding things at this point, and it's only serving to make them look shittier. So one of the things that put this into perspective, because this is a small town this happened to. Elizabeth City is not, like it's not a big city. It's not New York. It's not Baltimore. It's not even like relatively large. This is a city of 15,000 people. They only have 55 officers. As a result of this incident, 7 of their officers have been put on paid administrative leave. One of them has apparently retired in order to, at least seemingly, to avoid being put on administrative leave. And apparently this means your pension, because that's great. 2 have resigned voluntarily, apparently. So in all, that means as a result of this one incident, 1/5 of their entire police force is now currently not working. Like, what the hell?
That's
so fucked up.
beyond fucked.
So hopefully we will swiftly get more information about this. Like this video, at the very least, this 20-second clip. If you're only going to show the family 20 fucking seconds, you can show that to the public too. At that point, you're clearly already hiding something. But it's so fucked up. arrest warrant. Like, the arrest warrants were for possession with
Yeah.
intent to sell and deliver 3 grams of drugs. 3 fucking grams. That's nothing. And they fucking executed the guy for it.
Not that's not an execution, man. That's just like, you know how a cat plays with a mouse before it kills it.
I
It's
don't
the
know. It's fucked up.
it's the equivalent of that.
It's incredibly fucked up.
Fuck.
So that is the major breaking story tonight. The city, Elizabeth City, ended up going into a state of emergency prior to that happening, and I can see why.
Yeah.
You've clearly fucked up here, and you're trying to sweep it under the rug still. So, thankfully, all of the protests and just general gatherings that have been resulting from this, including protests, have been peaceful. So hopefully they continue to do that, and hopefully the police will start, at least hopefully someone on this fucking police department will start doing their job.
I doubt it, bruh. What?
But it seems like they have some level of a competent lawyer for the family, because let me see here. Let me see if I can find the lawyer's name. I'm not actually sure. The lawyer is pissed off about how he, as a lawyer, was treated. So,
Wait, how do they treat the lawyer?
so this is attorney Bakari Sellers said that Cox, who is county attorney Michael Cox, used profanity toward him. Quote, "I've never been talked to like I was talked to in there." Cox did not respond to emails seeking comments. It generally does not. It's I don't know. It's just like why are you being hostile towards the
The fucking
attorney
lawyer?
representing the family here?
Yeah.
Like,
That makes you look
if you
guilty.
have shit, if you have video, this is clearly going to be going to some sort of a court case at some point. Discovery is still a thing, and you'll have to turn over all related material. Like, a person is fucking dead, manslaughter at the very least has happened, and you're gonna go to court to determine whether or not it was in any way justified.
Yeah.
You're delaying the inevitable, and it's only gonna make them look worse. So
Fucked up.
can't really give them any kind of benefit of the doubt at that point.
When was this video taken again? The original shooting?
So the shooting occurred on Wednesday, the 21st, last week.
Holy shit.
So
Did they not learn a fucking thing?
it would certainly seem like it.
Yeah. That is. That's so fucked.
So
Yeah.
that's not all. Let's go to round 2.
Ooh, what's in round 2? What human rights violations do we have next?
It is possibly even more fucked up. And that's pretty hard. That's a high fucking bar.
Yes.
But holy shit, is this fucked up. Back in June. Is this June? When did this happen? This happened a while ago, but I remember this happening. This has been brought sort of back into attention because on April 14th, a lawsuit was filed that resurfaced this with allegations that the officer involved in this incident fractured the person who, I mean, there's no other way to put it, the person he was assaulting fractured their arm and dislocated her shoulder after shoplifting. A big air quotes on that. So this happened, excuse me, June 26, 2020. Karen Garner, a 73-year-old woman with dementia, had the police called on her after she allegedly shoplifted $13.88 worth of items from a Walmart.
Are you fucking kidding me?
$13.88. And there is body cam video that has been released that very clearly show the officer dislocating, at the very least, dislocating her shoulder, like fully, and very likely breaking her arm. And this is where the lawsuit comes in. She is alleging that they fractured her arm and dislocated her shoulder. In the lawsuit, Garner says that she suffers from dementia and sensory aphasia, which makes it difficult for her to communicate and understand other people. Garner was walking home and picking wildflowers. She did not initially respond to Hop's commands to stop and appeared not to understand him. If you're not angry enough yet, just wait, because this is being put back into the news now because a surveillance footage has been released from the police officers headquarters, wherever the fuck they are, that shows the officer involved showing the body cam footage to two of his colleagues and joking about it. One of the officers being saying in the video, "Ready for the pop," to which another one responds, "What did you pop?" To which he responds, "I think it was her shoulder."
Fucking bastard.
Like, it is deeply fucked up that somebody can not only do this to somebody, but then also be proud enough to show it to their colleagues as if it's like a piece of something they're like something. He's fucking proud of this garbage.
Dude, you should see the fucking
He
fish I just
assaulted a
got.
73-year-old woman.
Yeah. And then
So
he treats it like a fucking trophy?
basically, yes.
Yes.
So apparently going on
Go on.
in it, one of the other officers, so Loveland Police Department has placed Hop on administrative leave, far too fucking late, and reassigned Daria Jalali, who's apparently another officer named in the suit, to administrative duties while investigating the incident. He was one of the officers that is shown in this video, it seems. Jalali says, as they watch the footage together, he says, "I hate it." Hop responds, "I love it. I can't believe I threw a 73-year-old on the ground."
What a fucking prick.
Like, I don't know how many more instances people need before they can just get the few bad apples bullshit out of their system. Like,
It's not a few bad apples at this point.
it's not a few, and it always pisses me off because that's not the expression.
Yeah.
The expression is a few bad apples spoils the bunch.
Yeah.
The whole point of the expression is that if you have one of these fuckers, it doesn't matter how good the rest of them are, the reputation of all of them is gone.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's going to be like that for a while, I feel like, because obviously with the whole Blue Lives Matter protest things, that
God.
yeah, I know that they're going to just keep buckling down. It's like, no, it's this cop's right to defend himself from this 73-year-old dementia patient because you don't know what she's capable of. She doesn't even know what she's capable of. Bullshit.
Absolute bullshit.
Yeah. Don't fucking simp these kind of people.
They do.
They do.
I don't know.
This is not the hill people should die on.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks for getting me all riled up at
Oh yeah.
8:45 at night.
God. It's so infuriating.
I can tell. Well, I know, but I can tell how infuriated you are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
In other much, I don't know. It's not I'm not going to say that. Other news, also deeply tragic. This is a story that's been going on for a few days this past week. I don't think all of the details are entirely known yet, but the short of it is that a few days ago, I believe it started back on Thursday, the Indonesian Navy announced that one of their submarines had gone missing. They had lost contact with it and they did not know where it presumably was, and they had started rescue operations to try and identify where it is. For those who might not be aware, if a submarine vanishes, it means basically that it encountered some sort of catastrophic failure.
Yes.
And catastrophic failure on a submarine is one of two things. Either it flooded and sank, or it had a severe enough fracture in it that it basically instantly implodes due to the water pressure.
Both are horrifying.
As it has turned out, both are not great. At least with the latter, it's quick and very quick. And as of, I believe it was Sunday, yeah, it had been found split into 3 pieces, which confirms that it was some sort of very violent, catastrophic failure, and all crew were confirmed dead.
Ugh.
Deeply tragic. And I haven't watched this. I don't think I'm going to because it's like even more depressing. Apparently, and like I can appreciate how for like the family members of the people involved with this, how this would give them comfort. But the Indonesian Navy has released a video showing the crew of the submarine singing aboard their vessel, filmed a few weeks before they started on these. I don't even know what to call it, these operations that they were doing. So I'm sure it's incredibly sad. And I don't want to watch that right now because I think there's enough sad to go around already.
I mean, what song were they singing? That's all I want to
I
know.
don't know. I would presume it's in Indonesian though.
Oh yeah, of course.
But there's a picture of it that shows them all sort of huddled up on like a bridge area with one guy playing some sort of guitar.
Ah, it's fucking. That's some fucking One
Yeah.
Piece shit.
It's incredibly tragic, but um, not really much more to say than that. So
Um,
let's go to some lighter news. How
there's
about?
light news.
There is for a little while at least. Um, Google inadvertently had their domain name in Argentina sold to a man for $2.
Ooh, go on.
Apparently, for 30 minutes, they had the domain down while they were working on something. At which point, it was bought by this guy because, and apparently he did this through normal legal processes, but he went to go to the Argentinian version of Google, google.com.ar, and it didn't work. So he immediately knew that something strange was happening, and he decided to go try to buy it, thinking it wouldn't work, and it worked. So he bought our Google Argentina's domain for 270 pesos, which works out to $2.90.
What a Chad.
Like, it's pretty good. It didn't last long once Google brought their stuff back online and realized someone had bought their domain name. They very quickly got it back, but it's hilarious.
I feel like you needed
I
like.
respect having. Well, I respect him having the wherewithal to be like, oh, Google Argentina's down. I wonder if I can buy it.
I was about to. I would love it if you Google just shipped trophies to people saying you've out Googled Google.
Right? Oh, unfortunately, his pesos haven't been returned. That's kind of fucked up.
Ouch. Justice for my man, 2 pesos
Mm-hmm.
guy.
Justice for Nicholas Corona.
No way.
Corona, Ku. It's probably
Corona.
not pronounced the same way.
Yeah. That's still justice for him.
Rip the
Justice for
homie and
Karuna.
his 270 pesos.
Yeah. All the things he could have bought with those 270 pesos.
Right? That's like a drink. He could probably buy a Corona.
Ooh. Let's see. Things worth 270 pesos. Come on, Google.
Okay. In other news, apparently, this is a quick one. Apparently, a Canadian town in British Columbia lost their internet service for about 12 hours due to an unknown cause. It was quickly brought back up. Didn't affect a huge number of people. About 90 internet and 60 TV customers apparently were affected by it. But it has since been found that a beaver chewed through the cables that they had laid for this internet. So the cable was 3 feet underground, protected by a 12 centimeter, 4.5 inch thick conduit that the beaver chewed all the way through and then continued to chew on the actual cabling, cutting through it. They're able to trace down apparently the exact beaver because they found where to go. They found bits of like the cabling and the conduit in some beaver's den.
I mean, heck yeah, Mr. Beaver.
So good job, Beaver.
Yeah.
He's doing the real job fighting against Bezos and Musk.
And Zuckerberg. Don't forget Zuckerberg.
And Zuckerberg, yes. Don't forget the Zuck.
Suck it, Zuck.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. What else do we have? Coronavirus news. Right now, India is going through a pretty major wave of the coronavirus, dealing with mass hospitalizations as well as the problems that ripple out from there. I've been hearing a couple of stories here and there about how they are struggling very much to get the oxygen that they need to, keep people alive, and it's all in all a very tragic situation. Uh, Following that, there are now being pushes sort of globally to be better about allocating vaccines. There's not really a better way of putting it than that, but as a result, I believe it was Russia and China both offered some number of vaccinations to help them with their efforts, and the U.S. has put out 60 million AstraZeneca vaccine doses to other countries as they become available.
Okay.
So, definitely a very tragic ongoing situation in India, specifically right now, as they're fighting the coronavirus, dealing with, second wave stuff, various strains, general lack of medical supplies. Uh, yeah. AstraZeneca vaccine is also being shared in pretty large numbers with Mexico and Canada, which uh, is not been receiving. I mean, it's a situation like being in the U.S. We have a bit of a skewed perspective on it because the U.S. is doing a very good job with the vaccine rollout, in very stark contrast to how the U.S. handled the actual COVID lockdowns itself.
Yes.
And they're understandably receiving plenty of criticism from that. But right now, it seems like the blind spots are starting to be addressed. Biden administration has been receiving pretty extensive pressure put on them, specifically as it relates to the crisis that's ongoing in India with COVID and their lack of a response to it in any meaningful way. So hopefully they'll be continuing to push to uh, free up the US's resources as the US starts to taper off in the administration of their vaccines. I actually read a really good thread on Twitter. I have it pulled up here from Drew Armstrong, who is a journalist writer for Bloomberg, as well as a few other pretty major publications, where he does some editorial type pieces talking about how the metrics for how effective US vaccinations are from here on out need to be very different from how we look at them now. We had these days of, 2, 3, 4 million vaccines being administered on a daily basis kind of things,
Yeah.
and how that is, of course, not sustainable. How at this point, the individuals who are the most at risk, who are the most eligible, who are the most desiring these vaccines have, for the most part, been reached. And he actually did a very interesting look comparing where the US is to Israel's rollout. Israel is, of course, a much smaller nation than the US, but they too had a very strong, swift vaccination rollout in their country. And if you look at how the curve for Israel goes, back when they were at this point of about 50% coverage in February, it does taper off pretty dramatically. And it means that you have to change the tactics that you use to be able to reach those people who are either skeptical or unwilling at present to go and get themselves vaccinated. Part of that is accessibility, just getting to the point where you can open it up to everyone, because we're not at that point yet. There are still plenty of people who are in US states, because state by state basis, that don't have accessibility to the virus due to age. People, in the under 55 generally sort of bracket aren't all eligible for the vaccine everywhere yet. Opening it up to those kinds of things and making sure that, was it that they put it? Basically making sure that anywhere someone goes where they want a vaccine, there's a vaccine ready for them.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Yep.
Make it as easy as possible for anybody to get it at any time they want so that there's no barriers.
I
So,
mean,
and a
that's
part of that means that we're going to be vaccinating less people over time because there's just less people that need to be vaccinated. And it's going to open up the opportunities that we have to be more philanthropic on a global scale with the resources that we do have, because we do have these production facilities. It's not like in all of these cases, it's not like we're getting them from other places and taking it from there to bring it here and then sending it back. A lot of the production centers are in the US. So it'll be up to us to start getting those vaccines where they actually are needed.
yeah.
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 So
You said a whole bunch
do
of words,
that,
man, and I liked
Biden.
how it went.
So it's a very good thread by Drew Armstrong on Twitter. Highly recommend looking it up. It's very informative. He has a good article on Bloomberg about the end of U.S. mass vaccination, how it's coming sooner than people think, and why that's a good thing.
I mean, okay, realistically.
Because you can be damn sure people are going to be shitty about how, oh, the U.S. is vaccinating less people. And no shit.
Yeah. The
That's
Biden
how these
administration.
things tend to work.
I'm calling it right here, man. Okay, Ray, hear me out. Fox News is going to have a storyline about how the Biden administration is plateauing on vaccines rolling out, and they're going to say that's a bad thing. I'm calling it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. You want to hear something kind of funny?
What's that?
I've actually been offered a second vaccine already.
Really?
Yeah, even though I've already been vaccinated and it clearly shows on my insurance, somewhere
Yep.
along the line, I got an offer for my vaccination again. Not taking it because I'm not a dick, but
Of course. I'm sure there's probably quite a few instances like that where I know I've gotten, like one thing from Meyer that was just like, hey, you're eligible now, go to our website. But in instances like that, they don't always have access to everyone's records. So they just have a list of people and they're probably just like, hey, we've got the juice. You need the juice. We got the juice.
you want the Fauci ouchie, brah?
The Fauci Ouchie, I like that.
Thank you. You can
That's
thank my
good.
girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay. Close out some of these. Apparently, the U.S. Census has been finished.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly great because I already feel like we're already out of date on that.
Yeah, you'd think. Not to mention how shittily it was done.
Yeah. It's gonna suck. These next
Apparently,
10 years are gonna suck.
What?
What's up?
Apparently, so as part of the census is that it determines what states have which seats in the Senate or in the House of Representatives, because it's apportioned by state population. Apparently, one of the outcomes of this is that California and New York are losing House seats while Texas and Florida are gaining seats.
Are you telling me these predominantly Republican states during a Republican presidency got more representation due to census that we all agree were not done properly?
And apparently, New York is losing one of their seats after the state was short by 89 people.
Yeah.
89.
That's a little ridiculous. Look, literally, go down a different street and you'll find them.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes.
I think we need a recount.
Yes.
Let's call for a recount. That seems to be popular right now.
Yo, I'm all for it. Recount.
Speaking of recount,
what's up?
Arizona. This one is deeply concerning.
Oh no.
I'm gonna pause my ads on the site on my PC here. I saved this bookmark, this address, because this is fucked up.
Okay, hit me.
Okay, so Arizona was, of course, a very close state for the presidential counts, just counts in general. It was very tight. There was the red mirage. The mail-in ballots ended up being counted, flip blue at the end. It was one of the states that did that. At this point, it doesn't matter whether or not Arizona actually gets flipped back one way or the other because
We have
there
Nevada.
there is the margin that it just doesn't matter. Biden
Yeah.
has it either way. So the actual uh, immediate impacts are basically none. But in terms of setting precedent, there are quite a few things that do matter, particularly in terms of when it is permitted to do a recount. Right now, the Republican members of the Arizona, I believe it's the state Senate, but it doesn't really matter where it is. They're pushing for another recount to be oh my god, this is so dumb. Apparently it's going to be done by some company named Cyber Ninjas.
What?
Cyber Ninjas. Like, you can't make this shit up. They were hired by the Arizona Senate to recount Maricopa County's ballots. And as parts of court filings, a judge, Judge Christopher Corey, asked the company on Friday to turn over their plans and procedures amid concerns about their security measures that they have in place, as well as voter privacy, and just generally, how do they do their process, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's like important. That's the whole point of all of these systems, is that you have to know how it's being done to make sure that it's being done right. And they're apparently arguing that filing these documents in court publicly would compromise the security of the recount and that their records include protected trade secrets.
What?
It's very suspicious.
That's not suspicious,
This
dog.
is
That's just
this is someone
evidence.
saying, we don't believe you counted right, so we're going to have these guys behind us go and recount the ballots for us.
Yeah.
And then you say, okay, how are they going to do that? And then they say, no, we can't tell you that. That's a trade secret. I'm sorry, what?
What?
It's a trade secret. They're going to count them, but it's a trade secret as to how they count them. And you expect us to just trust you when there are other ongoing legal challenges as to whether or not that's even legal in Arizona. Because apparently, according to some of their state election law, it's being argued that this recount is not legal. So that's where we're at right now.
And it don't stop coming, and it don't stop coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a question, though. So, you know, whenever Trump makes a public appearance nowadays, he always says he had that election stolen from him.
Yes.
Could you imagine being Melania and having to spend every day hearing that? Because you know, if he does it publicly, he's doing it privately.
God. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I had that thought today. Melania, if you ever need a show to just come on and vent, we're always open. You can even wear your I don't care shirt. What?
I'm just skimming through some of the rest of this article, and it is
Scummy?
so bizarre that a company is called Cyber Ninjas in the first place. And that after that, they're somehow in some way related to counting ballots at all? What?
What are they otherwise known for?
I don't know. Their website looks like shit. I'll send you just type it cyberninjas.com. That's literally it.
That's it.
That's it. It is cyberninjas.com, and they're apparently some sort of a security consultancy group.
How old are they?
I have no idea. Their about page looks like shit. This isn't an about page. This is an ad.
Yeah, this is an ad.
They don't have any openings. What a shame. Their website looks terrible, though.
Do you think this is literally just a... Let me do some research into this. I'm going to journalism.
Their phone number. This just tells you the level of quality that they're at. On their website, you have about, services, news, contact, and then a phone number presumably. Their phone number is 941-3 ninjas.
Can you call that?
No. I don't want to.
I'm going to.
Go for it. It is not worth my time.
It's worth my time. Everything's worth my time when it's in this
News.
pursuit of
What
journalism.
press releases do they have not had a press release since 2015? Are you fucking kidding me? That's not a good sign.
So N.
And also, they're of course based out of Florida
Let's see.
because why not?
Okay, 1 second. I'm doing some research into this. There is something I don't like about this. What's the 941 area code? Well, it's a Florida area code.
Yep, they're a Florida company. Go figure.
Yep, that checks out.
So okay, no, I found their services page. What do they offer?
Ninjas.
They have training and education, which is understandable if you're a security company. They have what they call ethical hacking,
What?
application penetration testing, or dynamic application security testing, which is understandable. That is something that companies do. And then they just have general consulting. So apparently, the Maricopa County Republicans have hired a general. I mean, that's just so bizarre. Like, what do they even have here? They provide general consulting associated with application security. That's not what this is about. That's not what they're being hired to do.
Press 1 to enter an extension. Press 2 for our employee directory. Press 3 for sales. Press 4 for human resources. Press 5 for purchasing. Press 6 for the general mailbox. Press 7 to repeat these options.
Do they even have like an opening message?
No, that was it.
Or did it just like be like, you've called Cyber Ninjas, press a number?
That was literally me calling them right there. I held my phone
Who
up there the whole time.
who owns this company?
They've got 5 stars on reviews, Bird's Eye Reviews.
Their about page is so useless. Have you looked at their about page?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
It is terrible.
Let's learn more, shall we? Do you have a cyber ninja on your side? How are they? I'm guessing this is mainly an internet forum, right?
Ooh. Okay, here's some juicy stuff.
Go
So the
on.
owner is Doug Logan. And granted, this is coming from Newsweek. So who knows if there's any factuality to this, but I think it's funny and it makes a ton of sense. So this is a Newsweek. Head of Cyber Ninja Company auditing Arizona votes support election fraud conspiracy theory.
Here's
Who
another
would have guessed?
cyber ninja.
Supporter of former President Donald Trump and reportedly promoted election fraud conspiracy theories on social media after Trump lost. Doug Logan, the founder of Florida-based firm Cyber Ninjas, repeatedly shared pro-Trump election fraud conspiracy theories on a now-deleted Twitter account, according to the Arizona Republic.
Dude, they're doing Michigan as well.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're trying to do it. I mean, I can't see how these would, like, I don't get how this happens. This is just so thinly veiled. It doesn't make sense.
1 second. MLive is being a butt. It's not letting me read this article. Like, I'm curious. Okay. Okay, Michigan. Fuck off, MLive. Oh, you know what I should do?
What's that?
MLive needs a email address, right?
Yep.
I should see if I can find Cyber Ninja's email address and send it there.
There's not one.
Oh,
Their website is terrible.
dang it. Okay. Whatever.
They just have a, like, for being a cybersecurity air quotes company, their website looks like shit.
A Michigan judge on Monday said he'll allow a dozen tech companies and election experts, including the Florida firm Cyber Ninjas and others who allege election fraud following the November presidential election, to review a Secretary of State election report that determines mistakes in Michigan's voting results were caused by human error and didn't signal vulnerability tampering with election machines. Doug Logan expressed support for Stop the Fraud, Stop the Steal conspiracy. Nothing new there. The audit began last week. Um, yeah, sounds like it's just some guy who's a conspiracy theorist with a tech company.
Yeah, like and this company has no relation to election security. They have no relation to anything election related.
No, they're just a security company. It looks like.
The firm Cypher LLC, Digital Discovery, and Wake Technology Services Inc. are also said to be part of the audit team. Technology from Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, who Gizmondo called the inventor behind one of the worst inventions of all time, referring to the QCat home barcode reader, will apparently also reportedly be used in the audit.
Hmm.
Pulitzer has claimed that his technology will detect the fraudulent ballots that he believes were cast in the election. I'm gonna look this up. What the fuck is this? It has a Wikipedia page.
Cyber ninjas?
QCat.
What's QCat? That better not be the Q I'm thinking of.
No, CUE, like
Okay.
queuing,
Okay.
like a pool cue.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. The fuck? The QCat is a cat-shaped handheld barcode reader. What? Invented by J. Joe, it's that guy. Changed his name to Jovan Pulitzer. What the hell is this?
I found a glass door
It
page for
it's
cyber ninjas.
shaped as a it's shaped like a cat. Why would you shape a barcode reader like a cat? The QCat is widely described as a commercial failure. It was listed as one of the 25 worst tech products of all time by PC World. QCat's critics said the device was ultimately of little use. Jars Solkowski of the Chicago Tribune wrote, "You have to wonder about a business plan based on the notion that people want to interact with a soda can." While Debbie Barham of the Evening Standard quipped that the QCat failed to solve a problem which never existed. In 2009, December, the popular gadget blog Gizmodo voted the QCat the #1 worst invention of the 2000s. In 2010, Time magazine listed it as #5 in the list of the 50 worst inventions, adding that people didn't accept, quote, the idea of reading their magazines next to a wired cat-shaped scanner.
I accidentally found a secret page on the Cyber Ninjas website.
Oh yeah, what's that?
Um, it's a news. It's author admin.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like okay. So from what I'm gathering about this website, it looks like it's based off WordPress. I think.
It looks like it, yes. It does not look like something that they actually made.
Yeah, because it's counting the admin as the author of all these articles, and I just pulled up every update to the
Yep.
website from their article page.
Yep.
Their last update, by the way, was in 2018.
I saw that, yep.
Let's see. Can I open up the code? Let's open up the code. Um, page source.
So apparently the guy who made the QCat is claiming that his technology will be able to detect fraudulent ballots.
How?
They don't say, and they are fighting in court to make sure they don't have to say.
Go on.
That's literally it. It's such bullshit. It sounds like absolute trash.
You know this reminds me of?
It's like the My Pillow of shitty technology.
Exactly.
I mean, it is. Only these people don't have a successful company that they're standing on in the first place. Like, what the fuck?
And drugs. Don't forget the drugs.
Yeah, drugs.
It's based in Java. Hmm. What's the Yoast CO plugin? Oh, it's WordPress. It's WordPress.
Yep. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody took a stock website and just changed elements.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually, let me pull up Cyber Ninjas. Let's go to their website, and we're gonna go to Google, and we're gonna do ninja stock image.
Ooh, are you going to reverse Google them?
No, I want to see if they actually like bought art for this website because I don't think so. Ninja computer. Like I just don't believe that any of these are original at all.
I'm seeing if they have Twitter. They do not have a Twitter. There is a social media ninja. Oh, no, found them.
Nice.
Uh, hmm. Let's see here.
Anything interesting?
I think I found something. I'm not saying anything yet.
Okay.
I did a reverse Google image search on this art of theirs. And I got nothing. It's original. Congrats. Let's see what their Twitter's like. Oh, they're pretty active on Twitter.
Oh, their website's also kind of broken.
Why?
It doesn't show punctuation right. At least it's not on my screen. Like special characters kind of thing.
Hmm.
Let me go. Oh, that's too big.
I hope the cyber ninjas don't hack us.
Right? Wouldn't that be tragic? Oh, I don't.
Yeah, they just retweet articles about technology.
I'm not surprised.
I think their main sin is that they're just small dogs.
It's not their job.
Yeah. They're punching way too up. Way too high.
Here. This is off of their about page.
Okay.
It's just not displaying special characters, like apostrophes.
Oof.
Like, you're a tech company. That's on your about page. Why would anybody give you their money?
Because you have to support their political beliefs.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I'm looking at it right now on the actual website.
Yeah. It's just broken. Their website's just absolutely broken.
I think that they're just that small of a company. It kind of sounds like a dude's side hustle.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm almost certain this. I'm curious. That background art of the ninja on their website,
Yes.
is that original?
I very much doubt it, but I couldn't. I did like 2 seconds of Google searching and I didn't immediately see it. So
Let's see. Oh, it's only letting me save the web page. I love our little bunny holes. Okay. I really feel like this is just. I don't know.
well, I don't know because they're hiring this company to audit an election. Like, that is millions of ballots.
Yeah.
You realistically, if you're doing it by hand, it takes thousands of people. If
Well,
you're doing it by technology, it requires still more than one guy.
if we're to believe their Glassdoor page, they have less than 50 people.
Yeah, so they have to be hiring people from somewhere. That's not nearly enough.
Where do you get hired, though?
Because if they're a real company, those people are already doing a job.
Yeah.
They're not just sitting around with their hands shoved up their ass. They're doing a job already.
I think this might be money laundering, dude.
I don't know. They're doing a shitty job of keeping their heads clean. They're like literally all over the fucking news now.
Yeah. I think it's because of their name, to be honest. If they literally didn't have a stupid name
Yeah.
like Cyber Ninjas.
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like,
Yeah.
okay, if you're doing ethical hacking shit, sure, that makes sense, but you're not.
Yeah.
You've gone past that. Register a new LLC. Do the bare minimum.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. What else do we have? Okay. So the Justice Department, federal level, has opened up a policing probe over Breonna Taylor's death because, as anybody who's done like 5 seconds of research into the entire thing can say, there's a bunch of things that just don't make sense. Particularly like how they got the warrant that they executed that night doesn't make sense. And it was basically based on a lie.
Yes.
So very good to see that this probe is being opened. This was something that I think if I have my details right, this was something that was actually started under the previous administration, and it just never really got anywhere because of the timing of everything with the transition. So they are continuing to pursue this because it stinks. There's a bunch of shit that doesn't make sense here. So thankfully, someone is going to be looking into it, and we'll be able to hopefully get a better idea of why the Louisville Police Department sucks so much.
Do you want a real answer, or do you want the answer that you know it's true?
I'm presuming the secret ingredient is racism, but
Oh.
we'll have to wait and see. We definitely don't have anything that could point to that yet. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. We covered that one. Just gonna close. There we go. Okay, this is a bit of a. Is this person I'm thinking of?
What's up?
No, this is someone else. Nazanin Zaghari Ratcliffe has been sentenced to a year in prison and a 1-year travel ban after being found guilty of propaganda against the regime in Iran. This is a different situation. Lawyer says she's accused of taking part in a protest in London 12 years ago and is being held for it. Prime Minister said the United Kingdom will be redoubling efforts to free her. She's a British Iranian charity worker who was first jailed in Tehran in 2016. She has denied spying charges that are being leveled against her. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty shitty, Iran. But, you do you.
What else is new? What?
Last year, she was moved from prison due to COVID and held under house arrest in Tehran until March when her ankle tag was removed. Returned to court later that month to face the latest charges.
Okay.
I don't know. She was sentenced to 10 years for spying. That was removed in exchange for 3 Iranian prisoners in Thailand, 2 of whom had been convicted over a bomb plot. In 2016, when Iran's nuclear agreement came into force, Iran freed an American journalist, Jason Rezaian, in a prisoner swap. And her husband believes that this verdict is no coincidence, as new negotiations regarding Iran and their nuclear program are set to take place in an attempt to revive the past deal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kind of related, though. If she is a secret agent, that'd be a pretty cool movie.
Yo. It would win an Oscar.
Like
immediately.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It's like Oscar bait all the way.
Wait for her to get freed first and then do the movie thing.
Oh, you gotta get a picture of her right after she gets freed.
Yeah.
And then you just at the climax of the film, the emotional climax right at the end, you cut to black, Show the photo of her really. She's probably gonna get played by Gal Gadot. Right? Let's be honest. But I don't know. Who would you want to play you in a movie?
Who do I want to play myself?
Yes.
I have no idea.
Really?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Let me look up who are the male actors that are in right now.
Ryan Reynolds.
Clint Eastwood. Thank you, Google. That is relevant. He's totally still a relevant actor. A lot of the people that I would think of though are kind of old.
Yeah.
Like George Clooney is like my go-to. Like, oh, name an actor. George Clooney. But he's gray. He's really gray.
I feel like anybody that would play me is going to get really cursed right out the gate. Because, like, realistically, as a guy with long hair, I can only be played by guys known for having long hair.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, who do you think could play me? Because I see only
I'm not sure.
one bad future out of this.
Like, who would you think? I have a few ideas, but who do you think?
Okay, do you want the cursed ones, the somewhat serious ones,
Sure.
or the classic Hollywood misdirect?
Whichever order.
The ultimate bad ending, I would think, would be Jared Leto.
Jared Leto? No.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be. That would be terrible. I don't think it would be Jared Leto.
You don't think they would cast Jared Leto?
No.
Okay, if Hollywood really wanted to sex me up, they would have Jason Momoa.
I don't think so.
Why?
I have another option.
Who?
I think it'd be Keanu Reeves.
You think Keanu Reeves would play me?
I think if they wanted to sex it up, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Because Jason Momoa is a bit too
beefy.
Well, his ethnicity is just kind of wrong.
Yeah. You're right.
But Keanu has that. He's also very relevant right now. So
you can put Keanu in anything, he would automatically make money.
Oh yeah. He's very popular.
Adam Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you thinking?
Who am I thinking? I don't know. Robert Redford. There we go.
Robert Redford.
I was kind of thinking. Let's see if I got the right guy. I've never seen him in like anything other than the Marvel movies, though, so I don't know what he actually looks like.
Who?
I was thinking. My first thought was Sebastian Stan.
For you?
I don't know. But I don't know. Like I've only ever seen him. I've just finished watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, so that was like the first thing that came to mind. Because he does a really good job with looking like not himself in a few scenes in that. So I was like, yeah, maybe, but no, I don't know.
You know who my aunts always said would play me in a movie?
Who's that?
T.J. Miller.
T.J. Miller.
This guy.
I don't know. Maybe, but TJ Miller doesn't know how to be anyone other than TJ Miller.
Unfortunately.
To be perfectly blunt.
He's like stoner Michael Cera.
He's kind of the worst for it too, because it's like you've seen one movie that he's in and you're already tired of him.
Yeah. Oh, you know who my girlfriend's mom, right?
Yeah.
She says I look like the husband from Sister Wives.
Husband, I have no idea what that is.
It's a Mormon show, TLC.
Is it?
Yeah, there's a photo right there.
Not really.
No.
Like, I feel like that's just like, hey, you have long hair. He has long hair. You're the same person.
It's hard being a man with blonde, long, curly hair.
He doesn't look anything like you.
I know.
He looks kind of like he does meth, if I'm being completely honest.
Mormonism, not even once.
Not even once. I mean, doesn't he, though? He's just kind of got that gaunt, empty, like, but not like I'm emotionally empty. Like, I'm physically empty kind of look.
Look at how many wives he has, dude.
Yeah, fair. Did you hear about? Okay, there's a dude in Japan who I think he got arrested. See if I can find this. He had like 35 girlfriends
Oh,
at once.
yes, I heard about him, the
Did you
fraud
hear
guy.
about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Charged fraud. Like, this is insane. How does he do? Like, how? Man arrested for defrauding his 35 girlfriends. Apparently, they didn't know about each other.
Yes.
Okay. 39-year-old part-time worker. Well, no, it sounds like he was working full-time. No fixed address. Was arrested in Osaka for defrauding 35 women with whom he pretended to be in serious relationships. Most recent case, he told a 47-year-old woman his birthday was on February 22nd when it was in fact on November 13th. Apparently, he was doing this with all of them
Yes.
in order to basically extort gifts from them.
Yes. I mean, what is Chad?
Right?
That's like the epitome of Chadness.
Accused of cheating them out of a total of 100,000 yen made up of smaller gifts. What does that work out to? It's not that much. It's like actually not a lot. About
Well,
a grand.
Well, you gotta think about it like this. These were probably like 1 year relationships. So it's kind of like the small thing you give that person to say, yeah, I like you.
Oh my god.
What?
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Miyagawa was reportedly met his victims while he was selling hydrogen water shower heads and other equipment through a multi-level marketing company and started up romantic relationships with each one under the assumption that marriage was in the cards.
Oh my gosh. What a Chad.
What a Chad. Like, he's not even a Chad, he's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, so?
Isn't it easier to get a job at that point?
I mean, yeah, but you won't be a legend.
I don't get this.
You know there's some
Like-
incel forum that's like praising him as their new god.
I'm sure there is. Got a few more here. Apparently, the European Union has sued AstraZeneca over vaccine delivery delays.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that part of the
AstraZeneca has said it
contract?
was. Well, I assume there's probably some part to it.
Yeah.
So it is suing the company for not respecting its vaccine supply contract and for not having a quote reliable plan to ensure timely deliveries. AstraZeneca replied saying that the claims are without merit and that it would strongly defend itself in court. But they are definitely, this is not the first time that they've been at odds with each other. So I remember a while back there was an instance where AstraZeneca was apparently like illegally manufacturing COVID vaccines in a facility that hadn't been approved and trying to smuggle them out of the EU.
Really?
Yeah, they were making them in somewhere in the north and they were trying to ship them out of the EU through Italy and they got caught. It was some like tens of millions of doses.
That's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm. Stems from a deal the commission made last August for 300 million doses of the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine with an option for 100 million this more. Earlier this year, AstraZeneca said its supplies would be reduced because of production problems of 80 million doses planned for delivery in the first quarter of 2021. Only about 30 million were sent. According to the European Commission, the company is set to provide 70 million doses in the second quarter of 2021 instead of the 180 that were initially arranged. Terms of the contract, or some terms of the contract, have not been respected, the spokesman said. We want to make sure that there's a speedy delivery of a sufficient number of doses, which have been promised on the basis of the contract. Health Commissioner Stella Kyriakides tweeted the Commission's priority was to ensure COVID-19 vaccine deliveries take place to protect the health of the European Union. Every vaccine dose counts. Every vaccine dose saves lives.
Nice. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Wait, which is that? I'm curious. They have a map here that shows global vaccine rollouts.
Okay.
Apparently, Hungary has right now. Where's Israel? What are they at? Like the most doses per 100 people. Israel's at 120. So The goal, of course, being to be at about 200 because that's your 2 doses per person to be done. What is that? Weird dot, apparently, that is meaningless. Israel's at 120. The UK is at about 70. The US is at 68. Yeah.
Hmm.
United Arab Emirates is at 103. Damn.
What did you expect from
Apparently,
the
the world has
UAE?
distributed more than 1 billion doses, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good job, us. What else do we have here? The US has apparently distributed more doses than China.
Well, that's because we have good old capitalism.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Totally no other reason.
Just embrace great leader.
Gibraltar. Yeah, Gibraltar has like 2 people, though. That's cheating.
What about Luxembourg?
Luxembourg. They're probably on here. I have to zoom way in, though. Oh, they might actually not be on here.
Oh
They're
no.
not on here.
Damn.
Oh, no, there they are. They're hiding. They're at 27. They're
Oh,
pretty low.
yeah. What the hell, Luxembourg?
Get your shit together.
You're Luxembourg, dude. It's like go outside and just stick needles in people's arms and you'll have it done by
Right.
lunch.
There's like 10 of you.
Yeah. What
You're being beaten by Sikels.
dude, do you think Luxembourg is actually just some random Facebook anti-vax group?
Oh my god. Well, no, let's see what the worst is, because I'm sure there's worse. Oh yeah, there's way worse.
Okay.
Like, there's places with 0 still. North Korea's at 0.
Dude,
Who could have seen this coming?
their vaccines are nothing but a bullet to the head.
Where's the first like country that is of note here at the bottom? Taiwan, 42,000 doses, 0.2 per 100 people.
Yeah.
Get your shit together, Taiwan.
Taiwan, more like Taiwan, some more.
Curious what the lowest like European country is. Can I sort this? Hey, I can. Oh, the Vatican's at 0. Rip.
Francis, no.
I'm pretty sure he's been vaccinated, so that can't be right.
Yeah. They probably
They
just
should really have like a no data reported category.
That's what I was about to say.
Russia 12.4. Oof.
Well, there's like sides of the country they haven't even gotten to yet, dude.
They're doing worse than Mexico.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Mexico's 12.7.
Go Mexico.
Oh yeah. Turkey has vaccinated more people in total than Russia.
Are you serious?
Yes.
There's a great political joke there somewhere. I'm just not bold enough to
Yeah.
take it.
And speaking of Turkey, that goes great into our next story.
Hey.
President Biden has officially recognized that the Armenian genocide is a thing that happened.
Hey.
106 years late, but we got there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Let me pull up an article for this because I actually forgot to find one. But it is kind of a big deal. You know, this is like, it's literally 106 years in the waiting. And it's huge. For the longest time, this has been something that the government of Turkey has sort of flaunted over every other country as an international politics thing. Like, you know, don't recognize that we did a genocide 106 years ago and we were still the Ottoman Empire, or we'll do a bad diplomacy with you.
Yeah.
But like more than 1 million people were killed.
Yeah.
And they were all ethnically Armenian. So it absolutely is a fitting description of what it is. You know, it's 106 years past now. It's time for Turkey to kind of just get over it and accept it for what it is, and the rest of the world as well.
I mean, what is Turkey even trying to hide at this point? Because they're Turkey. You know?
I think it has to. I can't say, because the U.S. is kind of unique in a bit in that, as young as it is, as much national pride as Americans tend to have, it's different than other kinds of national pride. It's not like pride in the Ottoman Empire that dates back tens of hundreds of years, and you can actually go to these places that are like 1,000 years old and walk in them. It's a very different kind of nationalism, and there's absolutely, it's the same idea as like creating an Islamic state. These are ideas that are deeply rooted in people's ideologies, much to a very different extent than other kinds of nationalism. So to say that, like your grandparents, basically, your great grandparents, the people who you idolize, did this horrific thing reflects then poorly on yourself.
I mean, I guess that's very true, especially from an American's point of view, because we don't exactly have the deepest connection to our ancestors.
Right.
I like to call us the forgotten past because we're pragmatic Americans. We stay in the moment so much that we don't even have an idea of like 300 years of cultural history because, well, we're not even 300 years old. And some of us in this country are barely even 50 years in this country.
Yeah. Great point here in this article in the Wall Street Journal. I'm skimming through by Armenian Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan, saying that America's recognition was not only important for showing respect to the innocent victims of the tragedy, but also in preventing such crimes from happening again, especially in light of events in their region in the past year.
I mean, yeah, that's also kind of a big reason to acknowledge it.
Yep. Okay. We got Brexit news. You ready?
Is it not over yet?
This is like the fallout stuff.
Go on.
So would you know it? Sales of milk and cream to the EU are down 96% and chicken and beef by almost 80. Who would have guessed that severing yourself diplomatically and financially from one of the greatest economic markets in the world would cause you to trade less with those markets?
Well, shit.
Shock.
It's like that one meme of the old cartoon guy, like from Johnny Quest, like putting his like hand right in front of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have an emoji for that. That might be Star Trek. I do. It is Star Trek, though.
Oh well. That's it.
Pretty
That's
sure.
exactly
Is that Johnny
it.
Quest?
I don't know
always
what it's
assumed that
from.
was Star Trek. It looks like Star Trek.
I think it's Star Trek.
It looks like a damn yellow shirt.
Yeah, it does look like a yellow shirt. My bad. I haven't seen Star Trek.
It is. It is apparently sarcastically surprised Kirk.
Nah, dude, I got something for you.
What's that?
You ready for this? I
you
see
got?
your sarcastically surprised Kirk, and I raise you surprised Pikachu.
Okay. But yeah, that's basically it. Brexit is, still a thing that happened, and yeah, no shit, there's gonna be fallout for it.
We will probably still see
what
fallout.
what I want to check here is like, which direction is this going? Excuse me. I'm pretty sure that these are exports that they're talking about, not imports.
Okay. So
But
they're just sitting on all this
I'm not
extra
sure.
stuff.
I don't know.
Okay.
They only talk about them as sales to the European Union, so I would assume so. Statistic that's being thrown around here is that the trade barriers erected in Boris Johnson's deal have cost exporters more than £1.7 billion since the start of the year,
Oof.
according to the Food and Drink Federation. Because, of course, that's a thing.
Yeah. I would politely just to remind the EU that don't take them back. They were bad to you in the first place.
Yeah, I actually had a discussion with someone about this because I'm of the mind that the EU is making an example of the UK at this point by being especially strict when it comes to these post-Brexit trade talks, because they know that if you give them an inch, they'll take a yard kind of thing.
Yeah.
and they don't want other member states to leave. So they're doing everything that they can to make sure that it doesn't happen again.
No, I totally agree with this. I think, in my opinion, Britain really shit the bed with this.
Yep, they did.
Yeah. I mean, I think the EU is terrible for me to say it because I know some people don't agree with it. I think they're too big to fail in a sense of like they control such a large economic powerhouse of Europe. Keep in
Yep.
mind, I'm just a fucking American and I don't know exactly what I'm talking about 100% of the time. This is just my educated opinions or somewhat non educated opinions. Um, yeah. I think it's time to annex them, Kyril.
Mm-hmm.
And
Hey, speaking of annexation,
hey,
you hear the updates on Ukraine?
no, go on. I totally thought you were talking about something
So
else.
Russian troops were sort of amassing at the border for a while, following some pretty clear shows of support internationally for the Ukrainian side. Those forces that were amassing have since departed.
Oh,
So Putin backed off. And apparently they allowed the doctors for Alexei Navalny to treat him while he is currently incarcerated,
wow.
which was also very surprising. So, I mean, the guy's not dead. We know that at least.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
if he dies like right now though?
Then this is old fake news.
Old fake news. Not just any kind of fake news.
It's the only kind that's acceptable. I have one last sort of semi-serious story here. This is
Okay.
kind of cool. So apparently, a active shooter situation was de-escalated by a school resource officer at a Minnesota middle school. So a student at the middle school apparently fired shots in a hallway. No one was hurt, and the resource officer is able to de-escalate the situation and resolve it without anyone getting hurt. School has been deemed safe by the Plymouth police chief at a news conference following. Student's identity has not been released. Allegedly brought a loaded handgun to the school and fired shots into hallway ceiling. Yeah. So well done by the resource officer. Glad that a potential school shooting was averted.
I mean, yeah, that's what I call setting an example.
Yep. Okay. Less serious news now.
Okay.
Can I copy this? I can. There's a movie we have to talk about, and it's solely because of the poster for it.
Oh no.
Because this is the poster for the horror, mystery, and thriller called The Resort.
Okay.
That is a minion.
That is a minion.
It is a minion.
That's a
It's supposed to be like a hotel door hanger on a doorknob, but it's just a minion.
it's a minion.
And they are incredibly cursed for having brought this upon us.
They could have
For
literally
what's worth, the movie is not doing well.
honestly, they should have just made it a different color. But then I
Yes,
guess
they
it would be
should've.
an Among Us.
It would have been less like you can just make it orange,
Yeah.
and it's not obvious. Yellow, it's clearly a minion. Red, it's clearly an Among Us guy.
Yes.
Orange, no one gives a shit.
No one
It just
cares
looks
about
tropical.
orange. Is there
I
such
get what they're going for. It's a striking visual, but completely fumbled.
is there such thing as a good character design that's orange?
Orange, you got Chester Cheetah.
Oh yeah, he's cool.
Orange characters. Anime. None of these are orange. They just have vaguely reddish hair.
Yes.
Oh, annoying orange.
Fuck
of
him.
course. There's actually quite a few. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, Nemo and his dad, Kenny in South Park,
Oh yeah.
Tigger, Blinky. Ah,
Oh, how could I forget him?
Ghost. Yeah.
One of the most influential
I'm
video game protagonists of all time.
I will say I am very glad that Orange Among Us doesn't come up until after. Oh no, well, Orange Among Us is after Darwin Waters and Gumball
Oh my
and
gosh.
Annoying Orange. Unfortunately, it's before Garfield, so we failed as a society,
You
and
know,
we should probably start over.
I have always I'm going to admit something right here, right? I've
What's
always
that?
liked character designs which are just palette swaps of each other.
You don't like them?
I love them.
Oh,
Those are
you
like,
love them.
yeah.
Okay.
So the Among Us dudes do not bother me that much.
No, they don't bother me either. From a
No.
from a character design perspective, it's actually quite clever because it allows you, from like a game design perspective, mixing it together, it allows you to have people be like randomly whatever color they need to be in a game, and it doesn't matter
Yeah.
because it helps for if you're playing like seriously, it helps prevent people from holding grudges because you don't necessarily know who each individual person is just by their visual identity.
Yes.
So it does make a lot of sense.
I think they are neat.
Yes. Also, Charmander.
Is Charmander orange?
Kind of.
Yeah, I'll give it
Oh,
to
he's
you.
not showing up in any of these. Charmander. Yeah, he's orange. He's orange.
Okay, I'll
Look at
give
this
you that.
orange little shit. He's orange.
Orange little shit. That is a little shit right there. I'm giving him a belly rub.
Yep. Oh, this is deeply cursed.
What? What'd you
Oh, I
find?
don't want to know. No, I don't want to open the link. Oh no.
Inflation porn?
No.
Oh.
Halloween costumes.
You can make anything cursed by making a Halloween costume out of it. Like,
Basically, yes. Wow, Mega Constructs, not to be one upped, decided to go ahead and go even harder. Like, this looks terrible. This is an awful idea for like a toy. Why would you do this?
I don't know, dude, but I found something really fucking stupid and I want to share it with you because you're my friend.
What you got?
Okay, so like, you know how I said, you can make anything a costume and it automatically gets worse?
Yes.
Okay. Forbidden knowledge.
It's inflatable. It's so dumb.
It's an Among Us.
It's an Among Us.
This website has them at every single color too.
No. How many
Yes.
colors are there?
Lots.
Oh no.
Yes.
I
Dude.
will say though, I'm looking through Charmander pictures right now. There's something uniquely cute about these little Charmanders that have like a Charizard hoodie.
Oh yeah.
That's very cute to a surprising degree.
Dude, you could get the Among Us costume originally for $140.99, but now it is
What?
$64.99.
Who would pay $150 for that shit?
I found another one. Another set of Among Us costumes. Prepare yourself.
I am not ready. At least you can use your hands. What the fuck is wrong with their face? What? Oh, it's on like a mannequin. Okay. That's terrible.
Dude, these Among Us costumes are trying either too hard or not hard at all.
Let's look up some pictures here. All of these are terrible.
What, the Among Us?
Everyone should stop.
Oh,
Yeah, this is trying way too hard.
no. Oh, no. No. Dude, do you know who the odds one out is?
Yes. He got a fursuit, didn't he?
I don't know.
I
But
think I've heard this.
I did find this. It's an official product.
What?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure this is one of those weird like animator guys got a fursuit made. It was kind of weird because everyone was just like, "Wait a minute, what? Why are you posting this on your social media? What the hell changed in the last 24 hours?"
The odds went out costume, ladies and gentlemen.
It's somehow less cursed than the Among Us ones.
Wait till you see this image.
Oh wow, no, that's way bigger than I thought it was. Oh no.
Yeah. Dude. I thought it was like a children's costume, but then
I did too. That's terrifying. It's like 8 feet tall.
it's 6 foot plus.
Oh my god. I guess it makes sense because it's one of the inflatable ones, so it doesn't really matter how big the person wearing it is. It just goes.
Yeah. It's only $30 though.
Yeah, you can see through it. I'm not surprised.
Oh, these.
Okay, this one I like. So there's Among Us costumes that are literally just morph suits that people have made masks for. So it's just a full body morph suit and then like the Among Us face mask thing. That's actually pretty clever.
That is clever.
Let me grab a picture here because it's just like stitched on piece to the face of it.
It's better than the James
Like it's way better than
inflatables.
James. And you have hands. You can use your hands.
Yeah, dude. It's like equally part curt. It's equally part cursed. What? I'm scared. Dude, are you okay?
I sent it.
What? I love how poorly photoshopped this is.
To do the different colors, they just changed the color filters on it. They like clearly had a white one and then just like I'll send you like look at the tint.
Yeah, I can see the
Let me copy
tint.
the picture. Yeah, it's the exact same way. It's just badly photoshopped on all of them.
It's an Among Us costume, ladies and gentlemen, but it's clearly
Why
photoshopped with
is
the head of a
that?
little girl in there.
Uh, there's a wait, one sec.
Yo,
It's like the thing from it doesn't show it. The Doctor Who thing with the spacesuit,
I,
but it's got the skeleton inside it.
I don't remember what that was.
I can't remember it either, and I can't find it. If you just search Doctor Who spacesuit, there's like a million results. This one,
That one.
yeah, that scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
Oh yeah, that was from the library episode with the shadows that ate
Yeah.
people.
Yes,
Doctor Who has some trippy ideas.
that was pretty fucking terrifying.
I love Doctor Who when it goes to horror.
Yeah, does it well. Vashta Narada, apparently. That's what it says on the Doctor Who wiki. But yeah, that was my first thought. It's like that, but the Among Us version.
Yes. I'm trying to find more
God,
cursed
this is
Halloween
terrible.
costumes.
This is so bad.
What?
Just I'm just looking at the pictures of this.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Among
there's
Us.
another one.
Oh no.
Their website's pretty terrible. I'm getting off here. It's probably giving me like viruses now.
No, but your Google Analytics will never recover.
Oh no.
What I find really stupid is every time I look up Among Us Halloween costumes, that odds went out costume keeps looking me in the eye. He paid for this.
It's so shitty.
It looks like it's about
It's
to
like
pop.
remarkably bad.
It's like going to the grocery store and seeing like the plastic bags.
I mean, it's so thin too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yes, plastic bags entirely. I gotta look up it. Cursed YouTuber merch. Okay. Hit me, YouTube. Oh God. That annoying orange Halloween costumes, my dude.
I would rather not.
Oh yes, you would.
Oh no. Oh no. I'm looking it up now too. This is deeply disturbing because there's about like 5 rows of image results, and it immediately goes to the rest of the results might not be what you're looking for. That's a bad sign.
Yeah.
See more anyway.
Oh, dude.
Most of these are just so unrelated. Oh man.
YouTuber stuff is cursed. I'm curious.
What's your thoughts on VTubers? I'm curious.
I'm pretty indifferent on them. I mean, someone's got to
Yep,
get their
I
anime
agree.
obsession somehow.
Yep. I think it's kind of neat from like a technical aspect to see like the VR kind of stuff get taken to sort of the next level, but I don't know.
I've
It's
seen
very much not for me.
yeah. I've seen like I in their current state, they're not for me.
Yeah.
But I believe the technology has a lot of potential, and I very much look forward to what we're going to be able to do with it.
Yep.
Um,
Because it is pretty cool that like if you're a person who has a webcam, you can have like any kind of webcam, you can have one of these models rigged up and just use it. It doesn't require any kind of special technology. It just sort of works.
did you see the Internet Historian stream where he became a VTuber?
He became a VTuber. I
Yeah,
think so.
he became the Raid Shadow Legends guy.
Yeah, Shadow Man.
Yeah, that is the only appropriate case I've seen so far.
Yeah. I get it for like the very weeby types,
Yeah,
people who just like anime in general. I get it. I get why it's appealing, but outside of that, I've not seen anything that sells it to me yet.
the most I've seen that sells it to me is that one-off joke by Internet Historian. And that's it.
Yeah.
I think
I will say there has been some, I haven't seen it like actually explored yet, but the like music side of it, the vocalists that do VTubing, I can appreciate that a bit more because it's not especially different from someone going on stage in some sort of a costume.
yeah.
And that's fairly common. It's just doing it in a digital way. So I can appreciate that.
Oh my gosh.
But just streaming, I don't really get that side of it.
Wait till the
I
annoying.
mean, I guess I get it, but it's just not for me. Oh no.
Yeah.
Why? Do you know how big Peppa Pig actually is?
Nope. I know she's supposed to be really big.
Oh my, yeah. It's like 7 feet tall.
Oh god. Wait, how did they figure that out?
So apparently there was a meme account that started it as a joke, and Google picked it up and just started running that on their thing, and it's just kind of stuck. But it has neither been confirmed nor denied yet, as of 2019 in this article.
Yeah, that's a hard thing to admit to.
Yeah, but that would make Peppa Pig's father like 25 feet tall.
Yes. For those of you wondering, I showed him a very crisp Peppa Pig costume.
Apparently, Peppa Pig is actually 3'9", which still makes her dad like 12 feet tall. What the fuck?
Jesus.
Like, okay, like look at this.
Yeah,
Copy this. Peppa's like at best a third the size of her dad.
at best. If like
That man is gigantic.
I've always found very upsetting about Peppa Pig.
What's that?
Their faces
Everything?
always look like chodes to me.
Yeah. I guess.
Do,
Like the whole
do you see
visual
it?
style is just very, very weird.
Someone was drawing a
But I mean, I get
chode.
what you mean, though.
Yeah, someone was drawing a chode, and then like someone came over and was like, "Oh, what you drawing there?" And then they had to like speed redraw it into a pig. It just makes sense.
Mhm.
Did I tell you I have a new favorite conspiracy?
What's that?
This is my favorite conspiracy of all time. It's the idea that the U.S. president takes some form of drugs in order to keep running, so they don't break down from stress of running the country.
Mm. Okay.
Mainly because I'm just convinced that Trump, as a 70-year-old man, would have should have had a meltdown and just fallen on the floor. He should not have had that much energy.
I don't think that's anything to do with like the president. I think that's just Trump was definitely on drugs.
I don't know, man. I want to believe that for every president, though. It just makes sense to me. But go on. What do you think Trump? What do you think Trump's drug of choice is?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
No hesitation, no question. It's cocaine.
I guess that was the White House.
Yep.
Do you think there's been a president that does drugs in the CIA and NSA and all the all of our White House staff just knew about it and there was nothing they could do?
I don't know. I mean, who's to say?
I mean, what are you going to do? Arrest him? He's the fucking president.
Right.
Yeah.
It would really put the question of whether you can pardon president themselves to the test.
Yeah. You think Biden's doing any drugs?
No.
No.
He's like so painfully straight and on the narrow that I don't even think he's probably seen drugs in his life.
I hmm.
Like he's the guy that's like, I'm high on Jesus kind of shit.
I can see that. High on super Jesus. Falcon and the Winter Soldier ended. Why don't you tell us a
It
little bit
did.
about that?
I've seen it. It's very medium.
Medium.
It's definitely a TV show.
The real Falcon and the Winter Soldier were the friends we made along the way.
I wanted it. It to me, it felt like it peaked at episode 4. I don't want to give any spoilers because it is still pretty recent. It
Yeah.
felt like it peaked in episode 4 to me and just kind of sputtered out after that.
Okay.
And without giving away too much, I will say that one of the new costumes they introduce, I really don't like.
You don't like? Oh wait, whose costume? Just type it in the chat. You have no heart.
I don't like it.
I
It
like
looks
it.
really dorky.
I
It
love
looks
it.
really dorky.
There's something wrong with you.
It's mostly the hat part. The fact that the goggles are connected to the rest of it. It's weird.
Oh my gosh, man! I saw.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it like because like if it was just the same as it was before. Maybe it was that way before and I didn't notice it, but I don't think it was. No, it wasn't. It was the goggles were their own thing.
Yeah,
They weren't connected. I don't like that it's connected.
I do give you that, but
Like
I like
everything
it.
else I love. The
Yeah.
rest of the design, spot on. It's just I guess it's kind of like a half balaclava thing that I'm not huge on.
I saw a leak of it early, and I absolutely adored
That's
it.
not what it looks like though.
What do you mean?
It's more like that.
Oh,
Maybe it's also the lighting of the scene because it's shot in like a city, so the lighting is kind of shitty.
I don't like what it does to Anthony Mackie's cheeks.
Right.
It makes him look chubby, and I know this man.
It does. Exactly. It just doesn't work.
I think we
I
just
like the
spoiled
idea
the
of it.
costume.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Overall, it's thankfully not like you don't. Well, I don't know. There's one thing that they like completely fail to wrap up that could come back later and is kind of substance for the greater story, but we'll have to wait and see.
What is it like? Oh yeah, you said no
I'll say
spoilers.
this. Yeah, I will say this. If it does come up in the greater story, you won't have any much of a leg up having watched Captain and the Winter Soldier. You'll be just as confused as everyone else because it really doesn't make sense
Well, that was
the
their
way they
goal.
handled it. Do you care about spoilers?
I really don't. I'm going to watch it anyway, and I kind of been like backseating on my friends.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'll put it that way. It doesn't make any sense. Feels like you're looking at a completely different character than you were shown in past entertainment.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So, we'll see if they actually take it anywhere. They are hinting at it like they will be, but
So I guess I need to ask you this straight
yes.
up. Power Broker, the character in this, are they
Mhm.
supposed to be a villain of some sort or
Yes,
okay. That's why
they are. They are. So I can say this. One of the key points in the movie is that the Flag Smashers are the main antagonist in this. They're a group of displaced people from around the world that are looking to sort of reset geopolitically where things were back to before the blip, because in their opinion everything was better than when everyone was sort of forced to work together. They want that to be a thing again with that international unity. Post blip, everything got kind of greedy again, and if you're a displaced person like that, you're kind of fucked, and they were trying to do that. A major theme of that is that they managed to steal some super soldier serum.
okay.
It is revealed in the course of this that the power broker, who is a sort of like, I don't know, they're kind of like an international salesman and arms dealer, trade secrets seller, made this super soldier serum that the Flag Smashers stole and gave to themselves, and they were the power broker over the process of the show is sort of on the sidelines trying to hunt down the Flag Smashers. That's sort of one of the things that forces the Flag Smashers to keep moving their plans forward and faster and faster.
Okay.
Is that sort of that looming threat of, if we don't do this quick enough, the power broker is going to catch up to us, kind of thing.
Okay.
So that is where the power broker comes in, and Sam and Bucky go to where the power broker is to try to learn more about where the super soldier serum came from that they got.
Mm.
So I don't think that gives away anything too critical.
Okay. Yeah.
But the power broker character is a bit neutral, a bit of a neutral character, but definitely much more on the bad side.
It feels like a character assassination based off this reveal that you gave me.
It really is. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
It really just doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I have to see it for myself to get a better opinion.
Yeah.
I for one like the new costume. Besides what it did to poor Anthony Mackie's cheeks.
Just make him look less like a chubby child on his cheeks. And
yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, literally. I feel like if they just
like the art that you showed me looks great.
Yeah.
I wish it looked like that. I really do. And like from the neck down, it does.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
I think now I'm seeing it on the promotional posters, and it just does not make things easy.
Yeah.
Have you seen this poster?
I'd honestly be happy if they just cut the face. Yeah. No, see, that's better. That's okay.
I feel like that's Photoshop though.
It does look a little Photoshop, but like if they just get rid of that piece and just give him his goggles like he always had before.
Yeah.
It's mostly it's mostly like up around his neck. It's because you can't see where his chin is that it all just kind of gives him like that sort of like, it looks like he doesn't have a chin basically.
You're right. I can't not. Oh.
You can't really see it. And the promotional shot, it's a profile, so you can very clearly see it because it's on the background. But when you have this white balaclava that comes right up to the bottom of his chin, and then it's just white all the way underneath that, it all just blends together, and you can't see the definition of it.
Yeah, you can't tell where his chin ends and his neck starts.
Yeah. One thing that's really helpful in the concept piece that you gave me is that they have his facial hair is a lot sharper, more defined,
Yeah.
and that would help to show sort of outline where his chin is and where the mask isn't.
It looks like he's wearing a really thick neck strap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I guess that would kind of make sense if you're in doing what he does with his wings, but yeah, it looks kind of awkward.
Overall, what do you rate Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
It's 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I'd say. I mean, it's fine for what it is. It's perfectly inoffensive. It has some really good moments. It peaks for me in the end of episode 4 and the start of episode 5, and then after that, it kind of takes a jump in. It takes a big step back in its pacing, which works for the rest of episode 5. But then they just never really get back to the hype again for the last episode for the finale.
Big question for you now.
Yes.
How does it compare to WandaVision?
WandaVision is definitely better.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
WandaVision does a much better job of feeling like a Marvel product, whereas this feels like a made-for-TV Marvel product. It's still really good, but it's clearly not up to the same standards as they've set for themselves.
Did you hear about the fourth
terms
Captain
of-
America movie coming out of this?
No.
This, after the finale, they announced the fourth Captain America movie.
Captain America movie. Captain America 4. Will it have
What?
There it is. Sorry. Terrible ad on this article. It was like telling me nothing, and I'm just like, wait, I want to know more. So what will it be centered on?
I think it's pretty much a follow-up to this series.
Okay. I mean, if they did that and they had I could see them doing finishing the Power Broker stuff.
Yeah.
That would be worth a movie. And hopefully they'd be able to do the introduction of the storyline a little bit better than they did here. Make it make a bit more sense.
Yeah. I honestly hope it tells us what the hell happened to Steve.
What do you mean?
It doesn't sound like they tell anything about what happened to Steve in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
He's not in it at all.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but they don't tell what happened to him. Like, did he retire? Did he?
Well, I mean, yeah, he did. That's sort of implied at the end of Endgame when he's, old and clearly old.
Yeah.
It seems clear to me that he made the decision to just sort of retire, that, he's sort of lived his life already. But I will say, I'd be very interested to get like a 50s or 60s centric Captain America sort of movie. Because someone like Steve Rogers won't literally sit down for 70 years and do nothing. Right?
Oh, no.
So what the hell is he doing? I want to know what he's doing. The door's kind of closed on another Iron Man film, but I think we could have a follow-up with a not Captain America movie.
It'd be kind of cool. He and Peggy decide to go on a little tour of the grassy knoll on a very specific day.
No.
And then he, literally...
It turns out JFK's a Hydra agent.
No, dude. Hear me out, right? Then he takes, a garbage pail, from the first movie, blocks Lee Harvey Oswald's bullet, and then he goes chasing after Lee Harvey Oswald, and you know who he finds instead?
Who's that?
The Red Skull.
We already know that's not what happens, though.
I know.
We already know what Red Skull is.
Do we, though? How did he get there? We assume from Captain America 1, but what if there was a small little detour?
No.
Actually, dude, hear me out, right?
Okay.
Steve technically took the Infinity Stones, like, and caused divergence in the timeline, right?
No, we know that no divergence actually occurred, so he did return them at the appropriate times.
Fine. Okay, hear me out.
We
Okay.
know that because
Instead,
Loki is the only divergence we know of.
instead of Red Skull, he finds Bucky, as
That
we
would
heard.
actually be like, yes, that could actually happen.
Yes, there we go. Boom. I just wrote the greatest Captain America story of all time. You're fucking welcome, Disney.
Probably not quite, but you know, it
Captain
was a good try.
Captain America, the Cuban soldier.
I do think it would be really cool to have like a Cold War era thing between, you know, Agent Carter and Steve Rogers doing some Cold War shit. That'd be neat.
That would be cool. Especially how everybody was like a Cold War spy back in those days.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'd be down for a Captain America Cold War.
Yep. Like I have the same problem with the Wonder Woman series because
Really?
like, well, yeah, I mean, like she was around in World War One, doesn't like literally 100 years at this point. She's not just going to sit around and do nothing for 100 years. She's going to continue to try to help people wherever she can. So like, the fuck has she been doing? Show me what she's been doing.
Yo, hear me out, right? What if
So we
Steve?
call it 1984.
What if when Steve went back to the past to
Yeah.
go live his life out with Peggy, a freak ice fishing accident happened, causing him to get submerged underneath that lake they are right next to in Endgame, and he's just lying there in the ice until Endgame happens, where he digs himself out, and he's like, "Oh shit, okay, gotta hurry up."
No.
Why not?
Freak ice fishing accident. For one, a freak ice fishing accident only works if the lake stays frozen the whole time.
Yeah.
Or he
So
would thaw out, like literally within months.
so
So it doesn't work.
I mean, you don't know, dude. Like, think about it, and like, what if I like the freak ice fishing accident. I mean, come on, that's kind of hilarious.
It's terrible. Oh, I
Okay,
had the wrong character's name. Sorry.
what?
It's not her. It's her daughter.
That's what I thought. I was just
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always get their names mixed up because I've only said them in the show like twice, or in the movies like twice.
still.
How the fuck do they get Peggy out of her name?
I don't
That's
know.
very confusing. Like, I'm looking here at all of the different, there's apparently multiple iterations of Peggy Carter. One of them is Margaret Elizabeth, and the other is Haley Atwell. How do you get Peggy from any of this shit?
You don't know what she's like in the bedroom. I think I pushed him too far.
I don't get it. I don't get where they're coming up with her name.
She was a real big fan of the Cracker Barrel peg game.
Undefeated.
Undefeated. She would actually make Steve go there with her every time just so she can play the peg game.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't she get her own show?
Yes, she did. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I think, is what it was called. Something like that.
No, it was Agent Carter.
Was it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it only lasted 1 year.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the Marvel spin-off shows didn't do that well.
No.
I'm not talking about like the
Thankfully, they
Disney
learned
Plus
their
stuff.
lesson and have stuck to making them only one season, though.
I mean, did you ever see Netflix Daredevil?
No.
Oh,
Was it
that's
bad.
no, it's good. It's like really, really good. Like,
Netflix Daredevil. No, I haven't even heard of this, I don't think.
oh yeah, it's in the MCU. It's canon. In
Oh
fact,
no.
when they were writing Civil War, they were originally going to have Daredevil be in
Yeah.
Spider-Man's role instead of Spider-Man being in the movie.
I might have to check. Wait, who is producing it? No, I guess Netflix, but
Yeah.
like, why? Why
Why?
still?
It's not. It's done.
Right, but like, is it available on Disney Plus now?
No, it's only it's exclusively Netflix.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Why?
because of a deal they
It's
made.
really frustrating. I will say that is something about streaming that is really frustrating. Is trying
Yeah,
to figure out where the hell to watch something.
isn't
That should
it?
be so much easier.
I know. Honestly, I think they should just license the show to Disney Plus because it would get a whole new audience there.
Hey, sort of related, but not related. Have you heard of Thread?
No, go on.
How much do you know about like smart home stuff?
Nothing.
Okay, so smart home stuff right now is kind of like how a lot of tech things started off where everybody kind of has their own stuff and nothing is compatible
Okay.
with each other. So if you want to buy like Samsung smart home stuff, you're kind of stuck buying just Samsung. If you want to buy Google Nest stuff, you're kind of stuck with just Nest stuff. I learned today about a very cool thing called Thread. That is a collaboration between like literally everyone: Google, Samsung, Apple, as well as like the actual smart home people like Zigbee and those kinds of like the actual people who make the stuff, where everything will just sort of work together.
Okay.
I think that's kind of neat.
I do like it when
It's
technology
like
works with each other.
it's like the CD of the digital era.
That's a good way of putting it.
Everybody just sort of like agrees that yeah, we're just going to do this one thing because it's best for all of us to work together.
The USB.
Mm-hmm. So it's very neat, and I thought that was kind of neat to do with it.
Yeah.
I think that's about all I got though.
Okay.
This show's sus.
The show's sus. That's all you got to say about it?
Yep.
Oh. Well, then I just want to cap this off with this Netflix Daredevil poster that I still think is like the coolest shit of all time.
Really, you're in a cap. You're capping right now.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
I don't know. I'm trying to make more Among Us memes
Among
because
Us?
that's what's hip.
Yeah, okay. Oh, fuck. I went home this weekend and we see my folks, my little siblings.
Yeah,
We went out to dinner at this local diner joint and they made Among Us pancakes for my little sister.
that's pretty cute,
Yeah,
but also deeply cringy.
it is. I was going to take a picture of them, but then I realized she's just a little girl that wants to eat her pancakes, so I'm not
Yep,
going to get in her way.
I can respect that.
Yeah, I'm a good big brother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what else can we talk about? Final Fantasy IX made me cry, and if you don't cry at the ending of that game, there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing right either.
I actually don't know much about Final Fantasy IX. If I'm being completely honest.
So it's considered like the sleeper hit of like the games.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the highest rating out of all of them.
Isn't that the one ProZD someone paid Hiroyuki to say that he liked the best?
Maybe. Let me see.
This up. Or please go to his YouTube. So I
Oh yeah.
remember, I don't. Do you remember? You know this kid I'm talking about though.
I don't know the skip. I'm seeing it on YouTube right now.
Yeah. So ProZD Sungwon voice actor guy does his. God, it would have been Vine at the time.
Yes.
um, one of them was him at a convention where he paid. I don't know if it was Hiroyuki Ito. It was one of the more notable developers who worked on Final Fantasy. to say that nine or whichever one it was their favorite.
Well, they're right. Oh my gosh, he's got like,
So it's someone else. But yeah, he like slips him like a $20 bill or something.
well, he's right. 9 is the best. I've played Final Fantasy 7. I think it's overrated. I don't know. It is weird being a guy who plays Final Fantasy games because like the 99.9% of the world doesn't. But it's like such a huge franchise.
Yep.
If you get, you know what I mean?
Yep. No, I do.
Yeah.
That is one of the things that's always been kind of, I don't know. As someone who's never played through a Final Fantasy game all the way, it's weird that they're all part of the same series, but there's so many of them that kind of aren't connected or that aren't necessarily connected.
Each one's like a different story.
Yep. Like I get that they're all kind of set in the same world, but I don't know, it's different from its contemporaries in that it's not strictly, if you have to play 1 through 8 to understand 9. It's not like that at all.
No, I wouldn't say they're from the same world, but they play by the same logic.
Right.
So like how do I put this? The spell names in every game are the same. That's pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah. I should make you play a Final Fantasy.
Unfortunately, I mean, I unfortunately had the misfortune of starting to play 13.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah, I say that's a bad one to start off with.
it is. I literally, this might just have been me being a dumb child and not knowing how to play video games, but I got to the first boss and I did not know how to beat it. And I could not figure out how to beat it. Like, I literally just playing the game for like 5 hours and I get to like the first big encounter and it just nothing works.
I really want us to do a two Schmoes Let's Play show.
Yeah.
I think it would be
We
good.
could.
Yeah. Be pretty easy.
Holy shit. Final Fantasy 13's on Android and iOS? What the fuck?
I know, dude.
How do that's illegal. They can't do that.
uh
Is it like I'm gonna look this up now. Is it the full game?
I don't remember. I remember they made
That is. Yeah, go ahead.
they made a downgraded port of 15 just for iOS and Android and even Switch.
Final Fantasy 13. I know that they've been doing that a lot with older games where they can just sort of stick them on mobile devices and they just kind of work.
Yeah.
Who was that? I was watching a video from a like retro-ish YouTuber. Was it Reykjavik? I don't remember exactly, but he did a video that was specifically talking about mobile gaming. Yeah, it is Reykjavik. He has a 26-minute video on it. It's a really good piece where he goes into it with like, is mobile gaming legit? Is it a thing now? And it totally is. And he gave a really good example. I don't remember which game it was, but there was one of the games that he has personally enjoyed in the past. It might have been Max Payne, where today, if you want to play Max Payne, the best version of it is the mobile version.
Really?
It has the best graphics. It has the best control options. Like if you look at it compared to every other, and maybe it's not Max Payne, but there's some notable game like that. It was like, oh, I know that game kind of thing. It compared to every other version of it on desktop, on the various consoles it was released on, there is some issue that the other versions all have, different issues between them that this one doesn't on mobile. Where because it was released, 2, 3, 4 years later for a completely different system, they had to basically, remake it from the ground up. They're able to fix all of the problems with it. And there's a lot of games that are like that, where it actually makes sense to play them again on mobile now that mobile devices can actually play real games like that.
If I had to recommend, I'll say this: I think you may have been a dumb child when you played 13.
I don't know. I didn't really do it that much. I didn't put too much time into it. It was just like I got to the thing. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do the thing, and I tried doing the same stuff that I was doing before that encounter, and maybe I was like getting to some level completely out of sequence or something, and I just didn't know it. But like I would do the same things I did on every other encounter up to that point, and nothing was happening.
Yeah,
I just kept getting my shit wiped with me.
I do think they're not really games for the faint of heart sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like Pokemon where you can power your way through.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, the Switch ports of 7, 8, and 9 have a lot of anti-grinding stuff in there, so they're really good for
Interesting.
introductions.
I
Bes-
will also say, if you're looking for a YouTuber to watch lately and you haven't watched Reykjavik stuff, I highly recommend it. He's very entertaining. And he does do a lot of, for me at least, he does a lot of games that are like nostalgic for myself. He did a Need for Speed Carbon 15 years later retrospective, and holy shit, was that a trip down memory lane.
really?
Now I'm just waiting for him. I want him to do a Need for Speed Pro Street retrospective so that I can find somebody who knows how to actually get the game to work on fucking PC. Because fucking EA and their infinite wisdom have baked in so much DRM for servers that are no longer online now. It just doesn't work.
Hmm.
And it's one, in my opinion, it's one of the best Need for Speed games that they made. And you just can't play it unless you want to dig out a Wii or a PS3.
Hmm. What kind of
Is this
games?
some One Piece bullshit? The hell
No,
is this?
that's someone doing a Final Fantasy Halloween
Oh,
costume.
okay.
Yeah.
Why
Wow.
is it so poorly cropped?
I have no idea. I just thought it was kind of
It's real
funny.
bad. No, they got to capture the pixel, not the pixelization, the polygons that it would have had. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's definitely the reason.
Genius. Mm. What kind of games would we do for the Let's Play channel?
We could totally do like, I don't know. Are there any multiplayer Final Fantasy games?
They're all like there's a couple of them where you basically one player gets one half of the party and the other
Yeah,
gets another half.
yeah. Something like that would be fun.
I think Final Fantasy 9 actually has one like that.
That would be neat. More co-op than multiplayer at that point, but same idea.
Yeah. Let's see.
Older games are usually pretty good for doing something like that.
Well, back then they didn't have the internet to overly rely on. I don't know. What do you miss most about couch co-op?
I never got to experience it that much.
Really?
Just because I lived in a really rural area and all my friends lived a long way away from me. So if we wanted to get together, we'd have to get our parents to drive us, and that always kind of sucked just with work schedules and stuff.
Fair enough.
Most of the cooperative play stuff I did would have been on like handhelds, so Game Boy and DS stuff, and actually some mobile stuff. There was a really competent mobile version of Call of Duty World at War Zombies that was playable on iOS, and you could do co-op over Bluetooth with it.
Huh.
And it actually wasn't garbage. Like, it wasn't great because this is like a bunch of kids playing on our iPod, like first gen iPod touches with Bluetooth co-op, but it worked. And it was a lot of fun for, kids fucking around at lunch. But I feel like there's also a lot of nostalgia in general that kind of clouds that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
including the couch co-op experience, because comparing the types of experiences that you can have with couch co-op are very different than the types of experiences you can have with true multiplayer today.
Yeah.
And they sort of satisfy different things. Like the party game type stuff are by far have held up the best, I feel like. Because they were made for that co-op element primarily.
The
You
way
couldn't do them online.
what I'm getting from looking at this article on multiplayer for Final Fantasy is that
Yep.
it's kind of like set up like Dungeons and Dragons,
Hmm.
where one person gets one half of the characters and the other person gets the other half.
Mhm.
And player one would be basically controlling the main hub of it, but like during battles and whatnot, it'd be like the other player comes in for like their half of the encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. You know what we should do?
What's
I'm
up?
curious. Does it have co-op?
What?
It's been on the show lately.
What?
Oh, it has a multiplayer mode.
Uh-oh. What?
Balan Wonderworld.
Oh, God. You know I found out about that game the other day?
What's that?
So, you know how the game is like kind of free flowing to let you grab whatever you want?
Yes.
Okay. The reason why the level design is such a mess is that there's an experimental AI in the game that takes the kind of like medals that you've gotten or whatever collectibles you've gotten,
Okay.
calculates a difficulty rating, and then literally will put power ups and objectives throughout the levels based off how difficult it thinks the game should be for you.
Huh.
So like the game's like difficulty and level design is so fucked because that AI is trying to like literally rewrite everything based off what you've gotten in the level so far.
Mm. Ah, it's just such a shitty looking game.
I know.
But it has local co-op.
Oh no. I'm in pain already.
I'm very curious. Like, I want to dissect it and see why it's so bad. I
Yeah.
feel like that's something you can't do without experiencing it, you know?
Oh yeah, no, totally, dude. It's like you can watch all the like highlight reels of the
Mm.
room as much as you want, but unless you sit and watch the room, nothing
Yep.
happens. You
Yep.
won't know.
At the same time, it looks like a really bad game
Yeah. You know why it looks like a bad game?
because it is.
Exactly.
But they got Box Fox.
So,
Can't have a bad game with Box Fox.
what's Box Fox?
So this is not a joke. This is an actual power up in the game. It is a power up that I don't know if it's at random, but it is outside of the player's control. The character will turn into a very heavy box.
Okay.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes, that's a thing. That's Balan Wonderworld. You get a power up where it's like a Mario Tanuki suit kind of thing, but you're a fox and you randomly turn into a giant metal box that, hope you're not on a slope so you don't slide off to your death.
Yes.
Yep. Box Fox.
Does it do that in the middle of a jump?
I don't know.
Oh.
You may be shocked to learn I've not played the game.
No.
But I did see that in Donkey's playthrough.
Hmm.
And it looks remarkably dumb.
Of course.
Okay. That's about all I got, I think.
Yeah, I think that's an episode. Um, ladies and gentlemen, uh, dang it, my past pretense, in Spanish sucks. So I'm the infamous Orion, and I've been a schmo.
I'm Kyril and I've been a Schmo.
Y está. Fuck. I have to write this shit out before I can speak in Spanish. Okay. Good night, everybody.